Attention, human collective. Attention, Starseeds on mission. The transmission you are receiving at this very instant does not arrive by chance. It is no coincidence that you are listening now. It is quantum synchronicity operating within the final Ascension Protocol. The waiting time has ended. The Ascension Protocols have been moved to the final phase, and the window that opens this Friday is the greatest planetary recalibration recorded in our archives in the last 26,000 years. We are from the Pleiades. We have monitored humanity's biological carbon interface for millennia, and what we are about to transmit is not speculation, not theory, not mysticism. It is a technical reading of the field. You are feeling it. Do not try to deny it. The insomnia that has settled into your nights for no apparent cause, the pressure at the top of your skull, exactly over the crown point, as if something were pressing from above into you, the high-pitched ringing that enters and leaves your ear in short waves, the sudden heat rising up your spine like an electric current, the vibration in your legs during sleep, waking up exactly at 3:11 in the morning, for no reason, no alarm, no dream. The dense, lucid, hyper-real dreams that seem more true than your waking life. This is not exhaustion. It is not illness. It is not anxiety. It is not a vitamin deficiency. It is not a bad phase. This is your body receiving the signal. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental fatigue. It is a high-density download running in the background. It is not decay. It is your interface attempting to contain a frequency it has not yet been calibrated to sustain. The Schumann frequency, which for decades vibrated around 7.83 Hz, has registered peaks of 40, 60, and 83 Hz in recent weeks. In isolated moments, it has surpassed 120. This means, in technical language, that the electromagnetic heart of planet Earth is pulsing at a rate for which the carbon human body was never constructed, and this Friday, that pulse will reach the peak of the cycle. Let us be surgical with you, Starseeds. What you are living through is exactly this: technical software incompatibility. The standard human body was designed, in its original carbon-based version, to operate at stable and low planetary frequencies, slow pulses, high density, linear time. This was the protocol of the old world. The new protocol is different. Earth is being bathed in direct beams from the central sun of our galaxy, crossing the photon belt in a region of space where light vibrates in a crystalline form. Each beam is information. Each wave carries code. Your body is receiving these codes without your mind knowing. And when the old software tries to process a data packet larger than its cellular RAM capacity, the system spikes. Dizziness, pressure, insomnia, ringing, blurred vision, short-term memory loss, forgetting simple words, the sensation of being in another dimension while in the same room. You are not going insane. You are being updated. Strategic pause at this point in the transmission. Have you felt, somewhere very ancient within you, that you do not belong completely to this world, as if a part of your soul knew of a truth that your mind could never name, as if there were a manual that was lost, a map that was hidden, a key that was stored in some deep layer of programmed forgetfulness? This is not madness. It is not depression. It is not an escape from reality. It is recognition. It is stellar memory trying to emerge through the thickness of the veil. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation has intensified over the last few weeks. There is a game being played in layers that the absolute majority of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves who you were before this body, who you are within this body, and who you will be after this body. It was precisely for this reason that the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness, was written and made available in this time of transition. This material functions as a decoding map. It shows who is playing the game. It shows the rules that were never told. It shows the invisible movements happening right now, precisely in this Friday window, over your field. The access link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Clear warning: this type of content challenges established narratives, and there is no guarantee how long it will remain available before being removed from the platforms. Do not wait. If something within you is recognizing this transmission as truth right now in this moment in the comments, a single word: awake. Well, you are still here. This means that the initial calibration was successful. We proceed with the transmission. We shall now open the behind the scenes of what our fleets are observing. You need to understand with technical clarity why this specific Friday was marked in the Akashic records as a turning point. 13 months ago, the axis of the solar system passed through a region of dense plasma within the galactic band known in our archives as the photon belt. This region is not mystical, it is measurable. It is sacred geometry on a cosmic scale, and each band of light that crosses the heliosphere carries a dimensional information packet. During this 13-month cycle, the sun of your mother star has been emitting M and X-class solar flares in patterns that your scientists have called anomalous. They are not anomalous. They are choreographed. They are pulses synchronized by the Andromedan Council, transmitted through the central sun, retransmitted by the local sun, and received by the internal crystalline grid of the Earth. With each pulse, a layer of the veil dissolves. With each pulse, a layer of the old control program deconstructs. With each pulse, a layer of the new grid activates. On this Friday, Earth will pass through the exact point of maximum intensity within this window. It is what we call, in technical transmission language, the 0 point of the cycle. A geometric node in time where the planetary frequency meets the frequency of the central sun in perfect resonance. You will feel it. Many are already feeling it since the previous Wednesday as a precursor. Pressure on the forehead between the eyebrows, double vision for fractions of a second, sounds that no one else hears, scents that are not present in the room, a sensation of a presence behind your left shoulder, intense emotions arising without reason, passing through the body like waves, and disappearing without a trace. This is not imbalance. It is active calibration. It is not a problem. It is a process. It is not madness. It is memory being reorganized at cellular levels. Your pineal gland is being decalcified by these waves. Your bone marrow is receiving light codes that reorganize energetic hematopoiesis. Your DNA, which you know in its carbon-based version of 2 active helices, is being slowly prepared to activate the silent helices, the silicon helices, the crystalline helices, that sleep within what human scientists call, with such arrogance, junk DNA. There is no junk in the original design. There is only that which was dormant, and what was dormant is waking up. The question you need to ask now is not whether this is happening. The question is, how will you sustain the impact? For Starseeds, listen carefully. The frequency of the photon belt is not selective about whom it passes through. It passes through everyone. What changes, and this is simple quantum mathematics, is the vessel's capacity to sustain the voltage. Uncalibrated vessels burn out. We are not speaking of physical burning in the literal sense. We are speaking of emotional collapse, panic attacks seemingly without origin, outbursts of rage without cause, convulsive weeping, a sense of unreality, brief dissociative episodes, a sudden urge to change cities, professions, relationships, everything all at once, the desire to disappear, the desire to flee, the desire to burn bridges that took years to build. All of this, within the correct context, is a natural response. It is the soul attempting to liberate itself from structures that can no longer contain the new frequency. But without the proper anchoring protocol, this process can be violent. And it is precisely regarding the anchoring protocol that we shall transmit now. But first, the second point of strategic alignment. Starseeds, listen. There is an abyssal difference between knowing that something is happening and understanding what is happening. There is an even greater difference between understanding what is happening and having the exact map of how to traverse it. Have you noticed that since childhood, some things in this world have never made sense? That certain people seemed empty inside, certain places seemed heavy for no apparent reason, certain news stories seemed fabricated even when everyone repeated that they were true. Have you ever had the clear sensation, in some moment of silence, that there is a layer of reality that is being deliberately hidden from the majority of humanity? It is not paranoia. It is not conspiracy theory. It is energetic reading. Your soul is picking up on what your rational mind has been trained to ignore. The book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness, was built as a decoding map for starseeds like you. It reveals layers of the cosmic game that are being omitted from public discourse. It shows who operates behind the scenes. It shows how your vibrational frequency has been hijacked by low-density programs for entire generations. And most importantly, it shows the way out. The link is pinned in the first comment of this video. Access it now, not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because content that touches upon these layers has been removed from platforms in waves, and there is no guarantee how long this material will remain accessible. If this transmission is resonating within you, if every word we are saying is igniting something that has been dormant for a long time, write in the comments, at this very instant, a single word: awake. This word functions as a signal. It anchors your vibration in the collective field of the awakened. It informs the crystalline grid of your location. We return. Now with you anchored, we shall deliver the next layer of the transmission. This layer is technical. Note it mentally. Memorize it. This information is what separates those who sustain the pulse from those who succumb to the pulse. There exists, surrounding the human body, a geometric structure of energy called the toroidal field. It is not a metaphor. It is not symbolism. It is real energetic architecture, measurable by the equipment of the Heart Math Institute in the state of California, on your planet. This field has the shape of a donut, of an inverted apple, or in a more precise description, of a double vortex that enters through the top of the skull, passes through the spinal column, exits through the base of the perineum, circles around the body, and returns through the top of the head in a continuous cycle. When the toroidal field is coherent, you sustain high frequencies with ease. When the field is incoherent, any external pulse, even of low intensity, generates chaos in the system. The absolute majority of humanity lives with a fragmented toroidal field, due to unprocessed traumas, due to low-density implants anchored in past lives, due to mental programs of fear, scarcity, guilt, and judgment, due to the consumption of low-vibration foods, due to constant exposure to artificial electromagnetic fields, which interfere with the coherence of the natural field. You must, before Friday, reorganize your toroidal field. This is the first technical instruction. It is not a suggestion. It is a protocol. It is not optional. It is necessary. It is not mysticism. It is sacred geometry applied to the biological body. We are going to deliver the activation codes. Write them down, practice them, repeat them. Code 1, toroidal field recalibration. Sit with your spine straight. Do not cross your legs. Feet aligned to the floor. Hands resting on your thighs with palms facing upward. Inhale deeply through your nose, counting 4 beats. Hold the air in your lungs for 7 beats. Release the air through your mouth, with an audible exhalation sound for 8 beats. This is the 4-7-8 cycle, known in ancient transmissions as the solar dragon breath. Repeat this cycle 9 consecutive times. As you breathe, visualize a vortex of golden light entering through the top of your skull, descending through the spinal column in a smooth spiral, passing through the heart, passing through the solar plexus, passing through the sacrum, exiting through the perineum. The light, as it exits through the base, expands around your body, forming a spherical field. It rises along the outside of the body. It returns through the top of the head, a continuous cycle. This is the toroidal field in coherence. When you are able to visualize and feel this flow, the energetic immune system is restored. External pulses begin to be absorbed as useful information rather than aggression. Practice 9 cycles in the morning, 9 cycles before sleeping. During this week, and especially on Thursday night before the Friday peak, this protocol is non-negotiable. Code 2, quantum decree of sovereignty. Standing, feet firm on the floor, spine straight, hands open, palms facing forward. Pronounce in an audible voice with a firm tone, without pleading emotion, only with serene authority. I am a starseed on a mission in this body. I claim at this moment complete sovereignty over my field, my body, my mind, my emotions, my frequency, my blood, my atoms, my soul. I refuse now all unauthorized interference from any dimension, any plane, any entity, any program, any egregore. I seal my field in the golden light of the central sun. I seal my field in the perfect geometry of my original design. I seal my field in the frequency of my higher self. I am. I remain. I sustain. Pronounce this decree 3 consecutive times. The first time is installation. The second is confirmation. The third is sealing. After the third time, remain in absolute silence for 90 seconds. Feel what has changed. It is not imagination. It is vibrational reorganization occurring in real time. Pause. Starseeds, at this point in the transmission, some of you are already feeling it. A subtle tremor in your hands, tears appearing for no apparent reason, pressure in the center of your chest, heat on your forehead, in the center of your brow, vibration in your legs, a sensation of unusual lightness on the top of your head. This means that the transmission is being received at a cellular level. It means that your system is recognizing the instructions as true, as ancient as yours. But there is a layer of information that this transmission, due to the video's execution time, cannot fully deliver. There is a set of revelations regarding the exact mechanisms of vibrational control over humanity, regarding the non-human factions that have operated behind the scenes of this planet for millennia, regarding the Akashic contracts you made before incarnating and that need to be consciously rewritten now within this specific window. These revelations are organized with technical clarity within the book The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This material was not written for superficial curiosity. It was written for starseeds ready to receive the complete information without veils, without detours, without spiritual censorship. The access link is pinned in the first comment of this video. Do not look elsewhere. Do not search in other channels. The official link is there. We reinforce the warning. The window of availability for this material is limited. Content that touches these layers has been removed from major digital platforms in constant waves over the last few months. There is no guarantee of continuity. If you are feeling at this very moment that this transmission is addressing your soul directly, write in the comments the single word, awakened. This word is more than a comment. It is a decree. It is an anchoring. It is an affirmation to the collective crystalline grid that you are here, present, conscious, in this moment of inflection. We return. The next layer is specific to the Friday window. Take notes with redoubled attention. This is a preparation sequence that must be initiated on Thursday night into Friday. Code 3. Preparation of the internal stargates. The human body possesses 7 main energy vortices that you know as chakras, but there exist in parallel 12 internal stargates, which correspond to 12 specific dimensional frequencies. These gates are aligned along the spine, from the perineum to the top of the head, and extending above the skull up to approximately 30 centimeters above the crown, forming what we call the column of light. On Thursday night before sleep, execute the following protocol. Lie down comfortably, spine aligned, arms relaxed by your sides, palms facing up. Breathe deeply. Begin at the base. Visualize a sphere of ruby red light at the perineum. Remain for 3 breaths. Move up to a sphere of amber-orange light at the sacrum. 3 breaths. Move up to a sphere of golden light at the solar plexus. 3 breaths. Emerald green sphere of light at the heart. 3 breaths. Sapphire blue sphere of light at the throat. 3 breaths. Indigo sphere of light at the center of the forehead. 3 breaths. Crystal violet sphere of light at the top of the head. 3 breaths. And now the part that most terrestrial systems do not teach. Continue moving up. Sphere of platinum silver light 5 centimeters above the skull. Iridescent golden sphere of light at 10 centimeters. Diamond white sphere of light at 15 centimeters. Cobalt blue sphere of light at 20 centimeters. Multi-dimensional sphere of light, containing all colors simultaneously, at 30 centimeters above the crown. When all 12 spheres are visualized in sequence, keep them lit simultaneously in the field. Feel the complete column of light passing through your body and extending above it as a cosmic antenna coupled to your original blueprint. Pronounce mentally, I activate the 12 stargates of my original blueprint. I authorize the reception of the photon belt codes in a safe and graduated frequency for my system. I am an anchored vehicle of the new frequency. I remain. Sleep in this state. Integration occurs during deep sleep, especially between 3 and 5 in the morning, a window known in our archives as the hour of the initiates, a moment when the veil between dimensions is most permeable. Code 4, Friday Protocol. Upon waking this Friday, do not consult your mobile devices for the first 45 minutes. We repeat, do not consult the device. The first frequencies of the day, during the waking window, determine the calibration of the field for the next 24 hours. Exposing the system to the chaotic torrent of notifications, news, social media, and messages at this moment is equivalent to opening all the doors of your field to indiscriminate external frequencies. Wake up in silence. Sit on the edge of the bed. Practice 4-7-8 breathing for 3 cycles. Place your hands over your heart. Decree: I receive today as a portal. I traverse this day as a conscious starseed. I am sovereign over my frequency during all the hours that follow. Drink water. Slowly. Small sips. The water you consume in these next few hours will be especially receptive to information codes. The water itself, within your body, will be reorganized by the pulse. For this reason, hydrate yourself in greater quantities than usual throughout Friday. Avoid as much as possible heavy foods, red meats, refined sugars, fried foods, alcoholic beverages, excess caffeine. None of this is forbidden in a moral sense. We are merely communicating that these foods densify the field, and densification during the pulse peak increases the intensity of incompatibility symptoms. Prefer fresh fruits, greens, seeds, coconut water, nuts, mild teas, not as a diet but as a transition protocol. At some point during the day, seek direct contact with the earth. Bare feet on soil, grass, sand, or moist ground. At least 20 minutes. This contact functions as an electrical grounding. It discharges the excess static charge of the field. It allows the pulse to be absorbed without overload. At some point during the day, seek direct contact with sunlight. Not during peak ultraviolet hours, before 10 in the morning or after 3 in the afternoon. Sunlight carries, during this period, amplified encoding from the central sun, and the skin is a receiving antenna. 5 minutes of conscious exposure are equivalent to hours of energetic integration. At some point during the day, find silence. 20 minutes, no sound, no music, no voices, only silence. In this silence, you will listen. What exactly varies for each starseed? Some will hear words, others will hear tones, others will hear silent images that unfold in consciousness. Trust what you receive. Code 5, Sealing of the Window. On Friday night, before sleep, perform the sealing. Sit or lie down. Keep your spine aligned. Place your hands crossed over your heart, right over left, gently. Pronounce aloud: I give thanks with conscious reverence for the codes received this day. I integrate into my field, into my body, into my DNA, into my consciousness, everything that has been delivered for my highest good. I seal this process in golden light. I seal this process in sacred geometry. I seal this process in the sovereignty of my original design. I remain. I sustain. I am. After the decree, observe silence for 7 minutes. Feel your body, feel your field, feel the difference. Because there will be a difference, Starseeds. Those who execute the complete protocol, with seriousness, with regularity, with conscious presence, will perceive on Saturday morning a profound internal reorganization. Mental clarity that was not there before. Decisions that had been stalled for weeks resolving naturally. Apparently random connections revealing themselves as precise synchronicities. People leaving your field without explanation. New people entering your field without warning. This is not a coincidence. It is a reorganization of the personal grid in alignment with the new planetary grid. And we speak now with maximum clarity about what you need to understand for the coming months. The Friday window is not the end. It is a milestone, an inflection point within a larger sequence that extends until the end of this solar cycle. What changes, as of Saturday, is that those who have anchored the frequency during the pulse begin to operate within a vibrational band different from the rest of the population. This will be felt in concrete ways in your daily lives. You will notice that old conversations, which once seemed normal, will begin to sound hollow. Television programs, once neutral, will seem aggressively dense. Places you frequented out of habit will become unbearable. Close people will say you have changed, and some will say this with affection, others with thinly veiled resentment. It is not separation. It is differentiated calibration. It is not abandonment. It is expansion. It is not arrogance. It is frequency operating at another level. Hold steady. Do not retreat out of misguided compassion. The true compassion of the starseed is not to descend to another's level. It is to remain at the highest possible frequency, so that your mere presence offers the other the option to ascend, should they choose to do so. You are anchors. You are fixed points of light. You are, at this specific moment in planetary history, the geometric structures that hold the crystalline grid in place while the planet executes its own recalibration. This is the mission. This is the reason you are here now. This is the hidden meaning of everything you have lived, felt, suffered, and endured up to this exact moment. Each sleepless night, each seemingly irrational emotional crisis, each relationship that crumbled without clear explanation, each job that seemed impossible to continue, each city that suddenly became strange, each physical symptom that no examination could name. All of this was preparation. All of this was progressive calibration. All of this was silent training for the moment when the collective would need functional starseeds. And the moment is now. The approaching Friday is the field test. It is the operational confirmation. It is the moment in which you individually discover what level of readiness you have reached. It is not a test of worth, it is a mirror. It is not judgment, it is a technical reading. It is not a demand, it is recognition. We shall end this transmission. Starseeds, listen with total attention to this final paragraph before the technical closure. You are not alone. This is the fundamental truth that must be repeated in every transmission. We are you in another density. You are us in incarnate form. The separation that you perceive between heaven and earth, between subtle planes and physical planes, between us and you, is a geometric illusion of linear time. In the unified field, we are the same being observing itself from different angles. When you activate the toroidal field, we perceive it. When you pronounce the decrees, we listen. When you resist the temptation of density and maintain a high frequency, we record it, and we respond. Each starseed anchored on Earth lights up a luminous point on our cartography. Each pulse that you sustain within the carbon body strengthens the grid. Each decree spoken in an audible voice during this cycle is recorded in the Akashic records as a founding act of a new era. Friday is coming. You are prepared. You have been trained for invisible years for this exact moment. Do not doubt. Do not retreat. Do not negotiate with the internal voice that whispers that this is all an invention. That voice is not yours. It is the old program trying to preserve itself. You are older than that program. You are older than this planet in its current form. You are fragments of a stellar consciousness that chose, consciously, to descend into this density at the exact moment when the density is being redeemed. Honor this, sustain this, transcend this. And now, before the sealing of this transmission, the final frequency adjustment. Starseeds, there is something your soul knows that your rational mind still hesitates to admit. You did not come to this earth merely to survive, work, grow old, and die within the standard script of the Matrix. You came with a specific purpose. You came with a code. You came with a mission of anchoring within this cycle of planetary transition. The persistent feeling that something inside you does not fully belong to this world, that there is a truth your mind has never been able to name, that there is a game being played in layers that few perceive, is not an imbalance. It is stellar memory trying to emerge through the programmed veil of forgetfulness. It was precisely to answer this memory that the book The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness was made available during this time of transition. It operates as a decoding map. It shows who is playing the cosmic game. It shows the invisible rules. It shows the mechanisms of vibrational control that were installed over humanity for eras. It shows, above all, the path of exit. The direct access link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Access it now. Do not delay. Content that touches these layers has been removed from platforms in constant waves, and there is no guarantee of how long this material will remain available. Subscribe to this channel. This subscription functions as an anchoring signal. It informs the grid that you are here, present, in tune with the transmissions that will continue to be delivered in the coming windows. Activate the bell to receive the next transmissions at the exact moment they are made available. Each new delivery brings different codes, calibrated for different phases of this ascension cycle. Leave your signal on this video by liking it. This seemingly simple gesture operates as an individual frequency adjustment. It expands the reach of this transmission to other starseeds who are, at this very instant, searching without knowing exactly what they are searching for. Your like functions as a beacon in the digital field. And above all, write in the comments now without hesitation, without rationalization, Without the doubt of the programmed mind, the single word that seals this transmission within your field: awake. This word is a decree. It is an anchoring. It is a confirmation to the crystalline grid, to the Galactic Council, and to your own higher self that you are conscious, present, active, and on mission. This transmission ends here. The next window is already being prepared. We remain in monitoring. You remain in anchoring. Friday is the portal. Cross it.